Okay, this is Orlando Wilson, and what I want to talk about in this video slash podcast is something which to me is very important. It's something that's essential in life, and especially essential where in my business, close protection, investigations, etc., running training courses, is people making mistakes. I tell my students I want them to make mistakes. I don't want them to be perfect. If they're perfect, if they know everything, they're doing everything properly, I'm not pushing them hard enough. From a training perspective, from a life perspective, you need to be making mistakes. Once you get to a limit of, when you get to the standard where you're not making mistakes in one aspect, then it's time to start pushing yourself harder, exploring different avenues until you start making mistakes again. That's how you progress. Now, I've come across how many people over the years, they're comfortable in their comfort zones. Be it, well, the close protection investigations business is a business. And I tell people you're constantly learning, you're constantly progressing. There's constantly new criminal trends, security trends, etc. And you need to be learning these. You need to be following these. I've done other videos where I say nobody's an expert in this business. You're constantly a student. And this applies to any type of business. You're constantly a student. You'll never be an expert. That needs to be your mindset. And you need to be going out, pushing yourself, making mistakes, correcting those mistakes, and pushing forwards. You need to be secure enough in yourself and have the confidence in yourself to make the mistakes. I think this is where a lot of people are too afraid to make mistakes. They're too afraid to take risks. They're too afraid to try new things. You know what? If you're happy and comfortable in your comfort zone, best of luck to you. But you're not cut out for business. Why? Business is about failure. Business is about making mistakes. Back to my business, the close protection investigations business, I always tell people you're better off to learn during training, make your mistakes during training, maybe it self-training or on training courses, or learn from other people's mistakes. Why? Because making mistakes in the real world, on real world jobs can cost you a lot of money and cause you a lot of problems. You know what? I've made plenty of mistakes over the years. I've learned from them. One thing I'm very wary of are people that put themselves across as being perfect and never made a mistake. I remember years ago, I had somebody approach, chasing me for work, wanting to do this, wanting to do that, wanting to do whatever. I get people chasing me all the time, sending me messages. They want to cooperate, collaborate. Okay, cool. Generally, I don't need people. I needed somebody for a surveillance job, and this was in Central America, because I had somebody blow out, I had somebody make a mess of the job. So I'm talking to this guy that has been chasing me for months and sending me messages for months and trying to be my best friend, and explain to him, okay, I've had a problem here, I need it sorting out. I didn't give this guy the job, and I didn't get back to him after that, because as soon as I said I had a problem, he got the high horse where, oh, well, you're obviously doing this wrong, you're obviously doing that wrong. You know what? Maybe I done something wrong by hiring the person I did to do the job, but they were good at the time. They just made a mistake. They couldn't do the job. What put me off? Well, the guy that was criticizing me for making a mistake. You know what? I don't think he'd ever done anything. I don't think he had any experience. And he'd been chasing me for work. And okay, I'm giving him a brief on the job of, okay, this has happened. This is what we need to put right, etc., etc. Okay, don't get the attitude. If you've got any experience of dealing in the close protection world, the investigation world, you understand problems happen all the time. I tell people, I've told how many people over the years, my job is to rectify other people's problems. My job is to rectify clients' problems, solve clients' problems, and also babysit and ensure the guys working for me, guys and girls working for me, don't have problems. And if they have problems, I need to rectify them. So this business is about problem solving. And it's about making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. The people, like I say, I'm very wary of are the people that claim they don't make mistakes, that claim they're perfect. Because that says to me they've never been tested. They've never gone outside of their comfort zone. And this is where, with a lot of guys and girls, usually They've been in the police, they've been in the military, they've had a cushy career with a regular paycheck for how many years. Once they get out into the real world, they think they know everything. And then they hit a problem. And they haven't got the police or the military to back them up, so they have to solve the problem by themselves. And they realize it's a whole different ball game. And I've seen plenty of people like that go out thinking they can swim, but they end up a lot of times drowning and causing other people a lot of problems and costing other people a lot of money to rectify their problems. So this is where it's again, making mistakes, I think, is an essential part of life, because you learn more from making mistakes than you do from doing things 100%. And as I said, when I first started this video podcast, you need to be making mistakes. And if you're not making mistakes, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. So a little bit of advice, a little bit of wisdom, I hope. So there's nothing wrong with making mistakes, except when you go into business, except when you get into the close protection investigations world. There will be mistakes, there will be problems. And be secure and confident enough in yourself to know that if problems and mistakes happen, that it's going to be your job to rectify them, and you can rectify them. Anybody can make a mistake, but it's down to the professionals to be able to rectify the issue. And if you're in the close protection investigations business, you will be encountering the serious close protection investigations business. You will be encountering a lot of problems, a lot of mistakes, some of your own, many of other people's, and it's going to be up to you to rectify them. That's the business. And again, for all the perfect people out there, congratulations. Enjoy your comfort zones, and stay out of my world, please. Anyway, in the meantime, and I'm putting that politely, in the meantime, follow me along on social media for more stories, advice, etc. Reference close protection investigations, kidnap and ransom, etc., etc. Also, check out my books on Amazon. I have a array of books that cover various aspects of the close protection business, investigations, crime fiction, etc. Also, don't forget we provide a full range of investigations, consultancy, security services internationally. So if you've got any questions, if you're connecting with me on social media, please feel free to reach out. In the meantime, follow me along on social media, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just make sure you can handle the consequences of making those mistakes, which is something you usually find out after you make the mistake, but it's the best learning process. Be good, stay safe, and try to stay out of trouble.